Temperatures are cooling off, though, back to more seasonal come Wednesday. I'm already getting used to the short week. You know, I was looking at my computer today, and you know how they have trending topics or what people are looking up the most? Leftover turkey was the #1 search item on Tuesday. Pretty funny. Okay, so these were your wind speeds. We did have some wind warnings in place. They've been dropped since then. That was a southwesterly wind, and that was pushing up your temperatures. We do have a cold front moving through, though, and that's going to cool things off. 4 degrees is your morning temperature, not your afternoon. And yes, we're looking at a few showers, maybe 5 to 10 millimeters at the most. Calgary, Edmonton, both of you look like you're in for some showers. This is Wednesday afternoon, so 11 degrees. That's almost normal. 12 is what's seasonal. A little warmer in Brooks. You'll have a little more sunshine. That'll keep your temperatures on the warm side, so up to 17 degrees. Not bad, but certainly a cooler day overall across Alberta and a few showers in your forecast. 18.8 degrees for the afternoon, and that's actually a little bit above seasonal. 14 is normal. Monday through Tuesday, these are the rainfall amounts that we've seen. 30 millimeters in West Vancouver, Squamish 35, Port Alberni on the island 50 millimeters of rain. And the parade of lows, that's what we're calling them, continues. So we've got one system after another moving on to the coast. Friday will be particularly wet, and that's for north and south coast. So an unsettled week ahead, unfortunately. Okay, coming up, maybe this will make you feel better. Well, things are going to get exciting, though, by the weekend, it looks like at this point. Temperatures are really going to be warming up for your Wednesday. So midweek, look at highs in the 20s and humidex readings in the high 20s. So this is your Wednesday morning. 15, St. John, Fredericton, Halifax. Halifax expecting a high of 22 degrees for the afternoon, warmer still in Fredericton, and then feeling like 27, 28 degrees. So very, very mild. Wednesday morning looks like this across Newfoundland. Temperatures are pretty good for you. We've got some showers for the west coast and the northern peninsula, and we're keeping an eye on a couple of things. So there's an area of low pressure that's moving across the Great Lakes into Quebec, and it's on its way to the Maritimes. So some wet weather for you by the end of the week. And then there's Gonzalo, and we'll talk about that in more detail coming up, but that is the currently major hurricane in the Atlantic. Shouldn't be a major hurricane by the time it gets to Atlantic Canada, however, but we're keeping a close eye on it nonetheless. And a quick look at temperatures. This was on Tuesday. Montreal getting up to 24.8, St. Anisette 29. But what about when it's cold and you've got frost and you've got a vineyard? Well, Rachel has the story. The sun was shining. We do have wet weather coming to Quebec, including Montreal. It's going to be very rainy over the next couple of days. These were daytime highs across the country, 18.9 in Winnipeg, 17.5 in Calgary. Almost everyone above the norm. Very mild in Ontario and certainly in Atlantic Canada. 24.8 in Montreal. St. Anisette just outside was the hot spot in the entire country at 29 degrees. 29. Not bad for the middle of October. Okay, so this is the reason why we're going to see Quebec get wet over the next couple of days. So this big area of low pressure pushes east. Temperatures cool slightly behind it. You're stuck in this upper level low if you live in the Great Lakes. So you're into this cloudy, unsettled pattern over the next few days. High pressure still for Atlantic Canada, however. And for the west coast, we've got some wet weather continuing. Temperatures are going to drop gradually across the prairies every day. You're going to get back to more seasonal values, so you're not going to stay in that heat. And there's that wet weather continuing for Quebec and then on its way to Atlantic Canada. So we do have some wet weather for the Maritimes and Newfoundland coming your way, plus a hurricane. We'll talk about that in more detail coming up. Vancouver, not a great 7-day forecast. Yeah, kind of gloomy. Coming up, we embrace what others may deem as boring. And sure, some of my jokes may be a stretch, but I think you've grown to appreciate that, haven't you? You know, the more I think of it, the more I believe ATW is like the land of misfit toys, or at least videos. So ride your pink scooters, play your Quidditch match, jaywalk like a Canada goose, and let us see you take a dive. There is no need for paranoia. We are not here to judge. Just send me your videos, and don't forget to smile for the camera. Wow, the sunset, reminiscent of that hat, don't you think? Gander, Newfoundland and Labrador, beautiful video. Tammy, thank you for this. TheWeatherNetwork.com for your videos. We do have a warm day again for Atlantic Canada, warmer than it was even on Tuesday. These are your morning temperatures. Halifax, St. John, Fredericton, 15 degrees. Not bad, that's pretty mild. 10 degrees in St. John, 16 in Sydney. We've got some showers for the western shores of Newfoundland, including Corner Brook, Steady Brook as well. And then your afternoon temperatures in the 20s. Look at Fredericton. Fredericton, 24 degrees, feeling even warmer. But I know you're concerned. It's Gonzalo. So let's talk about this. It's the first major hurricane of the Atlantic hurricane season. Here's Nathan Coleman.
OSHA.
185 kilometer per hour winds, category 3 right now, fairly far south, as we can see, south of Bermuda, but zooming north towards the weekend, and looks like it'll be weakening to at least a Cat 1 by Sunday, when it should have an impact on Atlantic Canada. Enjoying your turkey sandwiches now? Okay, so Tuesday, these were your temperatures. Tuesday in October. Pretty spectacular. Port Weller, St. Catharines, by the way, 26.1, broke a record from just 2 years ago, 24.5 in Hamilton. So these are all record-breaking temperatures. But I think the warmest spot in Ontario, at least, was in Brockville. Okay, so rain, yes, we've had plenty. And there is more to come for northern Ontario, especially just south of Sudbury. So some heavier rain continuing. Sault Ste. Marie has already seen 71 millimeters of rain. So, yeah, it's been very, very wet the last 24 hours or so. Showers continue in eastern Ontario. It's going to be rather unsettled for you in Ottawa. Ottawa, by the way, had a 25-degree day on Tuesday. Pretty spectacular, but you're going to be into some unsettled weather now for the remainder of the week. And there's where we have your bullseye, that 45 to 60 millimeters of rain just south of North Bay. Although it looks like Environment Canada is going with a model that has heavier rain farther north. So anywhere from here down towards just south of North Bay on Tuesday. Let's take a look at the numbers. Here we go. So yeah, 21.1 in Moose Jaw, Assiniboia 24.1. Kindersley got to that 24-degree mark. Pretty spectacular in Saskatchewan, too. Wednesday afternoon, some of that warm air pushes a little farther to the east. Manitoba, you're into some pretty nice weather. Okay.